Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. I stand here before you today not as a host, which is what I have done for many, many years in this institution, but as a guest. And I want to thank each and every one of you for being the host tonight. Since we are joined online by many of our colleagues, Islamabad campus, Khusro Parvez Saab and his team, Hyderabad campus, Jawad Khoso Saab and his team, Dr. Zahida Abro in Larkana, Dr. Humayun Said in Dubai, and Vijay, who's here, Vijay Kumar from as HUC Gharu. And also, I would like to start by addressing Bakhtawar Bhutto Sahiba, who's our chairperson, who will see this on screen later tonight. So I want to particularly address her and thank her for her support, for her great interest that she takes, and for the young and dedicated leadership that she brings to Zabist. We are very privileged to have the daughter of Muhtarma Benazir Bhutto Shaheed, our founder, as our chairperson. She became the chairperson of Zabist in 2018 and has guided the board with her very, very incisive mind and a very sharp and clear picture of where she would like to see Zabist in the future. I also want to recognize Asifa Bhutto Zardari, member of the board, who is now the First Lady of Pakistan. I don't think any university has this distinction of having on their board the First Lady of Pakistan, the youngest member of our board, and also extremely interested and very dedicated. Honorable members of the board, Sayyid Asad Ali Shah, Mr. Ali Mandriwala, Dr. Talib Lashari, Dr. Asad Sayed, and others who could not join us here today, but Qasim Sumro Saab is here. Thank you for your presence and for staying with us throughout this evening. I would also like to recognize the special invitee, Mr. Aziz Memon, who's here, and he's the chair of the International Pakistan Polio Plus Committee. He's also the member of the International Polio Plus Committee, and he's also the trustee of the Rotary Foundation, and he has had a long association with Zabist also. Thank you very much, Aziz Memon Saab, for being here. I know that there are several of our staff members and colleagues sitting outside this room, so I want to recognize them. My three VPs, and today one of them is the officiating president, Imtiaz Qazi Saab. Thank you so much for your very interesting sharing your thoughts about your being Secretary of Water and Power and what followed thereafter when you leave. Thank you to Dr. Altaf Mukherjee Saab for not only what you said here this evening, but all the years that we have worked together. I've learned a lot from you. You have been the academic leader, the academic guru of Zabist. You have represented Zabist at all the senior academic forums, and I'm most grateful to you for steering the academic development of Zabist from just a handful of programs to now 44 programs that we have, and all of them accredited. So thank you, Dr. Mukherjee. I cannot express the long journey that you and I have had together and the many, many achievements, our conversations, the challenges and the guidance, and where Zabist stands today, it owes a great deal to you. To Vice President, Madam Nasreen Haq, she organized this evening and kept it as a surprise. It was really quite amazing. She does everything so beautifully, so graciously, so thoughtfully. Every single event of Zabist, which has pulled all of us together here as colleagues, has been organized by Madam Nasreen with her eye for beauty, for design, and for perfection. Madam Nasreen, I recall, When I often think of her, I think of her with her helmet on, with her Nikes at the Gharo campus. In the heat of the summer, climbing up 2 floors, 3 floors, and even hurting herself in her foot. But despite that, the dedication that she showed, both in the design, the layout, the plan, the architectural drawings, dealing with the consultants, and building the largest campus that Zabist has today, which is Gharo. And it stands really, Madam Nasreen, as a testament to you. Not only does she wear the hat of planning and development, and she's renovated all our campuses, she's deeply engaged in the expansion of the Zabist system, but she also is the Vice President for Finance. So with that hat on, she's a tough taskmaster. All the budget sessions that we've had, intensive, in great micro detail, Madam Nasreen has gone over the finances of Zabist, and it is to her that we owe the fact that we had significant surpluses which has allowed Zabist to grow to where it is today. I would like to name everyone here and to name everybody outside, but it is not possible to do so. So let me say to all my colleagues, friends, deans, directors, HODs, program managers, senior managers, and everyone who is here today, a very, very special thank you. I want in particular to recognize Dr. Sulaiman Sheikh Saab, who's here tonight. He is the advisor to the chair and to the co-chair of the board. And he's got the longest institutional memory of Zabist. He's one of the oldest people associated with Zabist. And it is incredible how much he remembers the entire date line. When he joined Zabist, it was in 1999, a long time ago. And he took over, and that was a decision made in the Board of Governors meeting, which Mohtarama Benazir Bhutto chaired. So, Dr. Sulaiman Sheikh Saab, we owe you a great, from the depth of my heart, I owe you thanks for your guidance, for your being a pillar, and for your being actually the encyclopedia on Zabist. Each and every one of our board members has contributed in great measure, not small measure, in great measures, to the development of Zabist. I would like especially to thank each one of them who's here today, and also some who are not here, but I do appreciate their input. So how do I start to sum up? Not 13 years, but more than 30 years, 36 years. So I'll just spend a few minutes. I know it's been a long evening. The thought of Zabist was seeded in Mohtarama's mind in 1989. So the history of this institution goes far back. And in 1990, it began to assume clear shape. And in 1991, I think it was the first board meeting was held at that time. So what was it like over there? I was with her every step that she was involved in the education sector, and since this was an education institute, and she had a vision, she had a very clear vision at that time. And especially because Lubna Khalid is here as Director Education and Wahida Mahesar is here as Executive Director, both of them Executive Directors. Wahida Mahesar, Executive Director, ZabTech. Bibi always used to say, I want a P2P system. And P2P meant primary to PhD. That was in her mind at that time, as far back as 1989 and 1990. And this brief background to that I would like to give. When she became Prime Minister in 1988, practically every country in the world came to see her. Their delegations, their senior people and offered Pakistan help. And it was a period in which a great deal of aid came into Pakistan and many accords were signed with many countries. The United States of America came and said, we want to establish the Asian Institute of Technology in Pakistan. And there were discussions that went on with the Secretary of Science and Technology and Minister and Secretary of Education and the ministers for establishing the Asian Institute of Technology. Some of you were probably in your teenage years in 1989, but this was the discussion going on in the Prime Minister's house. And a lot of things were clarified at that time. I think it was over $250 million that they were going to put into the Asian Institute of Technology here. After some time, unconstitutionally and illegally, her government was dismissed in 1990, and this program was lost. What had actually happened was that the President Ghulam Ishaq Khan, knowing that the Americans had come and USAID had offered this huge amount of money and technical assistance for setting up the AIT, he dismissed the People's Party government and he asked them to give him some of the money to establish the Ghulam Ishaq Khan Institute in Topi. So they did not give him, of course, because they had come with a particular plan for political leadership. However, he did manage to get some money, and this is on public record, therefore I'm speaking about it today. And it exists in the files of the federal ministries. So a certain amount was funded by the government of Pakistan, and Ghulam Ishaq Khan Institute of Engineering and Science and Technology was set up in Pakistan. And we lost the opportunity to set up an Asian Institute of Science and Technology. That's what happens sometimes. But I give you that story, and I share that story with you, because I do think that Zabist has the potential. It has the energy, it has the resilience, and it has a critical core. And it has a history of 25 years. We are not amongst the top universities of Pakistan today, but I think we can be amongst the top 10, 15 premier universities of Pakistan in science and technology in many of the other areas that Zabist also offers. So as I look at all of you here today, and those who are outside, and especially as I look at the students every day when I would come to work and leave work and engage in all the different types of events that we had, I was reinforced in my belief that there is talent, there's creativity, there's intellect, there's commitment, and we have built an institution which has begun to support that. So in my 13 years that I have been here, we have developed it from a smaller institute to a well-established university, but it has a long way to go. And it is, I think it is the time for a new leader to come. It is the time when Zabist has to very seriously reflect on its future path. And the reason why I feel very confident, I think that we do have the men and women here in the leadership positions and in the governance positions and in the chair to really develop Zabist into what may be the Pakistan Institute of Science and Technology, if not the Asian Institute of Science and Technology, and other fields and other areas. So I see a lot of hope. I see Zabist being adaptive, it being resilient, it improving itself in terms of its accredited programs, in terms of its reputation, in terms of what our alumni are doing, because a university is judged not only what happens in its classrooms. We know that in our classrooms we are teaching for the future, but it is really most often in the marketplace and in the hallways and corridors of other institutions, judged by the alumni that it produces. So I'm quite confident, very confident. I don't want to use the words, as I say, farewell and leave you, because I do hope in some way or the other to contribute. Whenever you invite me, I will be happy to come. I do want to also share one thought with you, that institutions build nations. People lead nations, but it's institution building that is the greatest contribution that you can make. Strengthen your institutions. Yes, in that process, you grow yourself. You develop, you learn, and you begin to mentor others. But build strong institutions based on merit, based on excellence, based on an eye to the future, based in recognition of the needs of the people of this country, based also in recognition of the fact that we have enormous talent, enormous potential, and that it needs a place to be nurtured and to actualize itself. So build institutions, and that's what each one of you is. You're an institution builder. When you come to work every single day, and I know sometimes it doesn't look like you're doing anything exceptional and great, but every single day is leading to a strong Zabist. I want to thank each and every one of you who's here, who's joined me in this evening, and there are many others who are not here. And I was just looking, just before I left, at some of the people who had left. There's Mali Baba, who's also left. He's old and he's retired. I don't know how many of you remember Supervisor Iqbal Saab, Sattar Saab. They have all served this institution for 20 years, 25 years, 26 years. And they have all retired after their years of service. So at one point or the other, we all have to retire. But I know that there's enough life, because I believe there's a germ, and that germ is a Zabist germ. And it's in each one of us. For those who come to Zabist, it is a very special place. It's a place that you yourself make special, and that's really important. And I see some of our old colleague friends sitting here, Ms. Hadra, Ms. Shaila, and Dr. Samira. They are working, I know, at Ziauddin, and they're heading departments at Ziauddin. But they're doing outstanding work over there, and we're proud of that. I want to thank Asim Raza, the president of the Student Council. Very, very energetic. This is his second term, because both at the beginning of the day and at the end of the day, why are we here? We are here for them, for the students, for the future generation of Pakistan. We can build institutions for them. I think we will have done our job. Thank you very much.